Okay, we have a training for people who want to give little ayahuasca ceremonies or one-to-one sessions with ayahuasca. And the best way for to do that is if you are a good skilled therapist. But a lot of people are interested to give ayahuasca sessions and ceremonies. So let's talk about this training where we also have a little bit therapeutic work with people, so that people can understand what happened to their participants in the ceremonies. So first of all, that we are training the first week of the training. The training contains 3 weeks, not 3 weeks separate. So 3 weeks in a year. And the first week we are talking about what is how does the mind uh, works in combination with words and language, and what we can hear, uh, what people are talking about. So what we have to see first of all is what are they saying, what is a person saying, and what is a person not saying. Listen to the words, listen to the things behind the words, what they say. And there are a lot of things that come from the NLP and from other therapies. It's a knowledge that every good therapist has to know. But in relation to ayahuasca, we also have to realize that what happens with people in the ayahuasca is, first of all, that the unconscious mind is going to open, and that all the blockages and all the traumatic experience from the past are coming into consciousness. So we have to know a lot about what can come up in the people's mind in the ayahuasca. And then we have to look and listen to people, what they say, because people are talking from not healed traumas in their life. It can be from prenatal, it can be from birth, it can be from childhood, or it can also be from grown-up stuff. And then when we listen good to people, we can hear it. So the first week is to really, it's about listening to people. It's about how do I understand the other person. Because it's so important that you know before you do an ayahuasca session or an ayahuasca ceremony, that you know what can happen to people. So you have to know their traumas, you have to know their past, you have to know a little bit from people. Because in a lot of ceremonies somewhere else, they give you just ayahuasca and okay, go. But if you really are concerned with people, then you have to know what can happen in the ayahuasca. So you have to have some information before you start a ceremony or a session, and we have to see that this uh, traumas from the past can come into conscious mind in the ayahuasca, and what kind of traumas can come. So this is the first week. How can I listen to language, and how can I listen to where are the traumas where is people are talking about? So we have to know something about the circle of life, what we talked about earlier, and we have to know something about language. That's the first week. Second week is more or less fun. More or less, how do I get somebody in a trance state and work through different traumatized experiences? And what's a birth trauma? What's a death and dying trauma? What's a childhood trauma? What's a sexual trauma? So different traumas, and also the deeper stuff about angels, demons, and spiritual things. Then the third week, it's more into the practice of a ceremony. And what we learn is what is soul retrieval to get people back in their power. How can I integrate my experience in the ayahuasca in daily life? So the 3 weeks are, first week are about language and listen. Second week is about how can I heal traumas? And the third week is how do I do a ceremony? How do I do a session? What is soul retrieval? And so on. So that's a complete program for, I think, the totally length of the training is about more or less a year.